What's up everyone, V here, and that's it. 2023 is finally over. It totally hasn't been almost half a month since 2023 actually ended, because this video is totally not extremely late. But yeah, 2023 came to a close, whether it was half a month ago or not. 2023 is over. How many times have I said 2023 already? My god. But yeah, I actually had a pretty good year. 2022, I felt like my life was in a bit of disarray. In 2023, kind of gathered it all together. We got a job. We got way too many figures. Way too many figures. And I was enjoying life. I wasn't really like miserable. I was having a good time. The year was fun. I was having fun, having a good time, getting a bunch of great figures, some of the best you'll be seeing here, because this video is, of course, the top 10 figures of the year, plus the 5 honorable mentions. Yeah, this year was great for figures. Phenomenal for figures. Let me grab one real quick. Just to have something to stare at. This isn't in the top 10 or the honorable mentions, but I just want to acknowledge this figure. I think her name's Screech. Not entirely. I completely forget. By the way, this list includes figures that are not released in 2023. It just includes figures I got this year, not solely released in 2023. But I want to acknowledge this Screech figure because she's not in the top 10 or the 5 honorable mentions, but she's an awesome figure. I just this year, release-wise, there have been a lot of great figures, and in general, I got a lot of great figures. What can I say? I honestly had a pretty solid 2023, and I hope you all did. I hope you all had a really good year. The channel was doing good. A lot of videos hit some pretty good numbers. Got a lot of subscribers. Hopefully 2024, we do even better or equally as good. Just as long as we don't do worse. That's not cool. But yeah, hopefully you all had a great 2023, and hopefully your 2024 is going pretty well. And yeah, of course, like I said, it's top 10 figures of the year. This is what, in my opinion, are the best figures I got this year. Again, not all of them were released this year. Some of them were released a couple years ago and stuff. This is just figures I got in 2023. I made this decision years ago because I just liked ranking them, because I'd get some like phenomenal figures, but they weren't released in that year, so I just decided to count them anyway. But yeah, honorable mention to this figure. I got it at Ollie's for like $7, and it's honestly really great. Love her. But before we get into the big names, the top 10, we'll get into the honorable mentions, because there's a lot of fun honorable mentions. Also, the camera is raised pretty high, so some might seem a bit small, but that's just because there's a lot of big boys in this top 10, which I was not expecting. The list didn't take me too long to make. Usually it takes me a while, but I kind of already knew what most of the top 10 was going to be, just because there have been some phenomenal figures. But starting off, the honorable mentions, also want to acknowledge the fact that I think like most of the list are figures I haven't even reviewed. I'll get to it eventually, but still. First, I want to acknowledge the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. This is a great figure, and for a while it was my favorite Transformer, but since he's so low, there's another Transformer in the top 10, you'll see who beats him. This figure's just great. He's awesome. He's check out the review, because he's one of the few I actually reviewed. He looks great in bot mode. Hardly too much kibble beyond just the flat back. Easy, fun transformation. Looks good in both modes, and it's just an overall really fun figure to pose. Absolutely love him. Next, is a figure I was wanting for a while since it was announced, because I didn't have a figure of the character before, because I missed out on it because I'm stupid, and now he's really expensive. But I saw him at the very end of the year at Walmart, and I had to pick him up, which is the Black Series, Star Wars The Black Series, uh, Bad Batch Season 2 Hunter, or Hunter. I missed out on the first Hunter. I was going to get him and Crosshair when they were both only $30 on Amazon, but I was like, I'm going to wait till they release the rest of the team. And now both of them are like $80. So I was just like, ugh. But then this was announced, and I honestly, this is one of the, this is the only design from season 2 I actually think is kind of an improvement, because I do like the scarf and the shoulder pads here and the different wrapping and bandages on him. So I was like, I'll just get this guy. And it took me a while to find him because, of course. But one day I walked into Walmart, was getting some food, as I do, because I need to eat. And then I was like, let me check the toy aisle. And I saw him sitting there. And I was like, let's go. Hopefully it's not swapped. And it wasn't. And this is honestly a really cool figure. I really like him. He's just not top 10 worthy. Also, it's debatable if this video will be long or not, because there's a lot of figures I want to talk about. And I'm going to try to get through each of them quickly. Just mention what I like about them and all that. Now, to some Marvel Legends. Haven't reviewed him. Hopefully I will. I got a lot of Black Series. That is a hair. The next figure is a big boy. I got him at a comic shop in Columbus. I think it's called, I want to say Big Fun. But I saw him in the back, and I was eyeballing him for a while, because I got a previous version of the figure, and I was kind of let down by his size and how dated he was. But this is, for the next honorable mention, the Avengers Bath Abomination. Ignoring the head, which, horrific design, horrific that they had him with his mouth open, is a beast of a figure. I love him so much. I got the previous Abomination Bath from 2016 and was disappointed comparing him to one of the other figures that you'll see later in the top 10, because he was too small and lacked a lot of articulation. And this guy was amazing. I love him so much. I'm glad I got him. He is a beast. If I can get a better, more comic accurate Abomination head to go on him, I'll see if I can do the swap with the Selector, or I might just buy another head. It'll be perfect. But yeah, he is awesome. He's a beast. He's so chunky. It has great articulation. He has phenomenal articulation. Like, it is crazy how articulated he is for how big he is. He is definitely a great figure. Now, next, swinging back over to some Transformers, another figure I haven't reviewed, but I really want to review. He almost even made the top 10. But there were just some figures I liked slightly more. It is the monkey himself, Optimus Primal. I haven't actually transformed him into the robot mode in like a while, so that's why he's in the gorilla mode. Also, because the robot mode, I don't like the fact that he has his mouth uncovered. Yeah, it's accurate to how he looked in the show, but I preferred the faceplate. I don't know why he didn't have the option for it or not. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, Optimus Primal. This figure's great. He looks great in the gorilla mode, especially for the fact that it's a beast mode, and beast modes are really hard to translate well into figure form. But he's a great figure. I love him so much. And the robot mode's actually really cool beyond the faceplate thing. It's just big monkey cooler. Yeah, I really want to review this guy because he's a lot of fun. And finally, for the honorable mentions, we're not even top 10 yet. Here is I had to include it, one of them, of the Renew Your Vows mold, because that mold's phenomenal. And I chose what I arguably think is the best one that I own, Deadpool. Yeah, this guy, I probably said he would make top 10, but there was just too many good things I got this year, because I swear to God, I got like 200 plus figures. I got way too many. I didn't count them. Usually I do count them, but there was just so many that I just didn't even have the willpower to count them all. But this guy's great. Phenomenal articulation. Looks phenomenal. Everything about him is great. It's the definitive Deadpool, in my humble, honest opinion. So that's the honorable mentions. So you can only imagine how great this top 10 is going to be. Clearing it out, because we're going to need some space. let's start off with number 10. And before we do, I'm going to take a drink of water. I needed to replenish myself for some of the figures we got coming up. Next, at number 10 on my list, is a figure I didn't even plan on buying, but I kept seeing it, and it kept intriguing me. And I was just like, one day I saw it in GameStop, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to buy it. And I turned out to actually love it so much. To my surprise, number 10 is the Marvel Legends Grey Hulk. I don't know why I keep talking like that. Like, the Marvel Legends Grey Hulk. It's because that's the voice I hear when I think top 10 videos. But yeah, this guy, like I said, I needed an Abomination to match this guy, and the other one was just too small. So that's why I love that Abomination. But this Hulk is just amazing. I got another Hulk, which was the Endgame Bath Hulk, and he almost made honorable mentions. So there's a lot of like big beefy hulking characters. But this guy, he just looks great. I believe this is the same mold as the just classic green one. But I don't know. I was like, I also wanted to get it because like I was kind of building a bit of a classic Marvel figure collection. And I was like, if I'm going to get a comic Hulk, I should get one that's unique, that's different, that isn't just another Hulk. Because I have like 3 MCU Hulks, and I was like, I don't need another green Hulk. I'm gonna get a gray Hulk, and he looks so cool. I was gonna review it if you saw my community post around Halloween. He was gonna get reviewed in Halloween, but y'all know how that happened. Y'all know what happened if you follow the channel. I got lazy. We'll try to be more productive this year with videos because I got a lot of stuff to review and a lot of stuff coming up. But this guy is amazing. He's got great articulation, great paint, looks amazing. I love him. He's big, he's chunky, he's great. So already starting off the top 10 strong. Now moving to number 9. Some might be a little shocked by how low on the list he is. But next is the Amazing Spider-Man / No Way Home, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I love this guy. He's great. But I have noticed that this is the 3-pack one. He has the leg problem that the other 2 Spideys has. It's not as bad. And for some reason, the single release doesn't have it. But this guy is starting to kind of have it. I think it might be because of the cold. That's probably why he was moved a bit high. But beyond that, and before the leg problem even started occurring, he's a great figure. He's so much fun. He looks the part. And the other 2 would have been on the list if it wasn't for all the QC issues with the legs breaking. But this guy's the only one that hasn't broken yet. So far, I might do the little trick. If you don't know the trick, check out the Toby or the Tom review. I go into detail on how to fix at least some of the QC issues, specifically the leg one. But this guy's great. He looks phenomenal, has great articulation, and even though the legs are a little scary, he's still great. I love him. It's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Like, come on, he's great. And this figure is definitely one of my favorite Marvel Legends just of all time because he's just that good. Moving into number 8 on the list. Also, I haven't reviewed the Hulk. I've reviewed the Spider-Man. You can check that out. But moving to number 8. Yeah, 10, 9, 8. Another figure which I won't be reviewing for a while, but that's purposeful because it is the Mafex, The Boys, Black Noir. So the reason why I have him is because I got the NECA Black Noir, and I wanted more The Boys figures, but the NECA Homelander's trash. So I was like, I'll just get the one, and I was like, and the NECA one was so overpriced, and the Mafex Homelander was discounted, and I was like, there's like a $5 difference between them. I'm gonna buy the one that's better. And I was like, now I want a Black Noir to go with them because the neck is too big. And then I saw this guy, and I was like, I'm gonna buy him, and I got them both. And oh my god, this figure is so great. His articulation is just so smooth and fluid. It is so much fun. I literally had an insane amount of fun posing this guy, and I cannot wait to talk about him in a review because he is 100% worth it. Yeah, he's pricey, but I love him so much. He is so cool, and he looks really good. He is lacking a lot of the cool texture that the NECA one had, but he makes up for it in accessories and just posability. He is great. I love him so much. And it's so cool to get a figure of Black Noir, and I can't wait to get more of the NECA Boys figures, because, not NECA Boys, Mafex, the Boys figures, because the two I got were awesome. And Homelander's cool too, he just does not beat this guy. This guy is amazing. Now, number 7, 10, 9, 8, 7, is a figure which I reviewed the previous one, the one that was one of the first Hasbro Marvel Legends, and I said I was going to buy him, but then I saw him in stores, and then I was like, he doesn't seem like he's too special. Then, around Christmas, I was going back to see my family, and I saw him in a comic store, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get him. And then I took him out of the box and regretted ever not buying him for the months that I said I wasn't going to buy it, because next up, at number 7, is, I don't remember the name, but I think it's like Invincible or the Extremis Iron Man. It's the best Iron Man I own. He is phenomenal. He has beautiful articulation, beautiful sculpt, looks the part. He is just a phenomenal figure. He is so great, and I hate myself that I saw him in stores for months and was like, I'm a pass. I ain't gonna buy him right now. Maybe next time. Because, oh my god, he's so good. I got him out and I was like, oh, what is this feeling? This is the feeling of regret. Because I bought so many other figures that I didn't even think were that phenomenal. And this guy's amazing. And I waited so long just because the pictures, for some reason in my mind, I was like, yeah, he feels too similar to that other Iron Man. I don't feel like he's going to be too special. And he is very special. He is a very special boy because this Iron Man is great. He can actually look up super far too because he doesn't have a dumbbell joint. He's great. And I haven't reviewed him, and I'm definitely going to be reviewing him because he's just a great, great, great figure. Number 7 is another figure that's a really great figure that I should have reviewed a while ago, but I didn't because he's a Transformer. And this is by far the best figure in my collection, Transformers-wise. This is the Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. I'll tell you, I walked into many Targets with no hope because he was like the weird buzzworthy Bumblebee exclusive. And I kept walking because like I was trying to find the other Optimus, the Nest one. And I was like, there's no hope to find these exclusive ones. If he was mainline, I wouldn't find him. But oddly enough, they never stock like anything anymore, but they stock Transformers really well. And I walked in and I saw him on the shelf and I was like, oh my god, I have to get him right now. Which is good because the next time I showed up, which was like 3 days later, he was gone. And man, when I say this is a great figure, like, yeah, the truck mode isn't the best, and the other one from the Bumblebee movie is a lot better, truck-wise. But this figure is so perfect. He looks he looks perfection. He looks perfection. There's like, look at that. He has back detail. There's like no kibble whatsoever on this figure. And yeah, the truck mode isn't perfect, but it's still really solid. And for the phenomenal Optimus that you get, it's 100% worth it. This makes me forget that I don't necessarily care for the Rise of the Beast design because they kind of butchered a phenomenal design, but this doesn't translate the weird wide chest perfectly, which I think is great. It looks more akin to the Bumblebee movie figure, or not figure, design. And I love it. It's a great Optimus. I love it so much. The only reason why I haven't reviewed it is because I have to transform a lot of things for comparisons and all that. And like I said, I'm lazy. But this figure's great. If you can, absolutely get it. He is great. I love him so much. Am I contemplating his his section on the top 10? Possibly. But he's definitely the best Transformer I own. He is great. I'm so lucky to have found him. But yeah, breaking into the top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, all but one of them in the top 5 are import figures because I had money this year. And number 5, because I forgot what 5 was in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. There we go. I remember the 2 years of Spanish I took. Actually, year and a half because COVID kind of cut off one of the years. But anyway, number 5 in the top 10 is the SH Figure Arts Spider-Gwen. You know, if you watched all my Gwen-related videos, you know the struggle I went through with the Marvel Legends Gwen being so disappointing that I literally bought the figure arts just because I wanted a good figure of Gwen, and I got the Miles with it, and this figure is so good. Like, yeah, it doesn't look as smooth proportionally because there's all like the cuts, especially here for the articulation, but she poses so great and looks so great. I love all the texture. The head sculpt looks great. I contemplate putting it on, but I decided to leave it masked. It's got great articulation, poses great, could do so much. When the figure can stand with the legs crossed like that, you know it's a great figure. I love this figure so much. This is my definitive Spider-Gwen. This knocks the Marvel Legends out of the park and is honestly, I believe this was the first one I opened of the two. And this is my first introduction to figure arts, and I gotta say it was a great introduction. This is a great figure. I love it so much. She's great. I mean, I love all the figures on the list, but like, she just looks so good. But yeah, also I have reviewed her, so you can check that out. Now, number 4 is a figure, of course, that when it was announced, I was extremely hyped for, and when I got it in hand, I was blown away. Even though it's just a figure of a design that I own dozens upon dozens of figures of, it still felt fresh and unique and different. And honestly, the second I got it out the box, I knew it was top 10 material. This is the Star Wars The Black Series Commander Appo, or just 501st Trooper, because it's literally what this just is. This figure is so great. It takes the previous clone mold, which was pretty good but had a lot of flaws, and perfected it. The only real complaint I have is the head sculpt doesn't really look like Tamora Morrison. And like the previous like one for like 5s and stuff looked a lot better. But honestly, that's it. This figure is great. He poses great. They fixed a lot of the problems. He just looks great. He's so much fun to mess around with. And 501st markings look great. And the white one would have been included, the plain white one, but I had a QC issue where he had 2 left hands. So he's not as cool, but this figure's great. And I'm so hyped that now all the clones going forward are going to be on this amazing mold and are going to have removable helmets because this is great. I love this figure so much. And again, I own dozens of clone figures with this mold. I own like half the Black Series ones. So it's shocking how getting him out of the box, he feels like a fresh new figure, even though it's a design that I own dozens of other figures of, but he still felt so fresh, so new, and I love it, and I can't wait to get more of this guy, because this is like my up until that phenomenal Mando figure. Also learned from a comment, the Vipro blade slots into his boot there. Didn't know that. Thanks, random stranger from YouTube. I would have literally never known that because I can't even see the hole, and I have him like right near me. But until I got this guy was my favorite Black Series and favorite Star Wars figure I ever owned. Now it's him. But yeah, this guy's great. I love him so much. Now, let's break some top 3. because it's a figure I got with Gwen. And I originally thought I'd like Gwen more, but man, he just poses so great and honestly just looks so good. It is the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Miles Morales. What can I say about this figure? Like, it's a masterpiece. They nailed the proportions, they nailed the sculpt. He's got all this great texture. I didn't even bother buying the Marvel Legends because I knew the Marvel Legends wouldn't live up to this. And his articulation is so great. He poses beautifully. You can, like, look at that. Look at how far down he can look. You can already get him in like such animated poses. Just look at this. I already got him in like a fun looking pose by just accidentally moving his legs. Like, he's so expressive. Gwen's also really expressive too, but in more natural human looks, while he is very expressive in the Spidey like poses, and it's a great figure. Like, this is great. Like, I kept seeing posts on Instagram of different poses of this guy, which made me want him. And the Marvel Legends, I could just tell I wasn't going to be the biggest fan of it by some of the design choices, but this guy blew me away. He is great. I love him so much. Like I said about every figure on this list, but especially this guy. He is great. I love him so much. Now, breaking top two, we're going to need to be placing them very far back because they're big. So this guy, I decided, since I have money now, I'm going to buy myself a treat for Christmas. And I was like, I've been wanting this figure for a while. It's the only real figure of this design. And I love the design so much. And I was like, I think it looked gorgeous in the photos. And I was like, I'm going to do myself a little treat. I'm going to buy it for myself. And when I got it in hand, I knew 100% it was going to be in the top 10 because not only does it look great, but it just feels great. And it is the Hot Toys PlayStation Spider-Man 2099. We got to set him really far back because he's big. And I don't exactly know how, if I will review him, how I would do it, because look at how big he is. He is a phenomenal figure. He feels so great. And he is literally from his feet all the way to his ankles and neck covered in fabric. And yet he can still articulate pretty well. And I know like probably a lot of Hot Toys can do that, but that just blows my mind. It looks so good. And the material is very nice, and the detailing is beautiful. Of course, it's a Hot Toys. But just looking at it right now, I'm blown away. And it doesn't look good at all on camera because my camera's trash and the lighting's trash, and he's way too big for my setup. But he is a great figure. I've been wanting him for a couple years now because I just love this. This is the best 2099 design, in my humble, honest opinion. The game did it perfectly. It's one of the styles in the game that I've worn the most, and it looks so good. Wish we could have gotten a full-on unique sculpt Marvel Legends of this design, but it's amazing, and I love it so much. I love 2099. He's my favorite Spider-Man design, and I was like, if I'm gonna get a Hot Toys, I need to get 2099 because it just looks so good, and it's a great figure. But he's not number one. You're probably asking yourself, Moon Knight XO, V. How could a Hot Toys Spider-Man not be number one? What could possibly top a Hot Toys Spider-Man? And I'll tell you what. Another Hot Toys. Because when I was at that comic shop, unbeknownst to me, I was expecting to spend $100 to $150 on some cool comic figures. Some Marvel Legends, maybe some Transformers. And when I went to check out with a couple things, I was a little disappointed. When I was there previously, the year before, they had way cooler stuff. And I was like, oh, they don't have as many cool things that I wanted to get. I looked behind them, and in the shelf behind them, there was dozens of Hot Toys. And one stuck out to me, and I saw it, and I was like, I need it. Because I was originally going to get this for myself instead of $20.99. but it had a wait list, and it didn't give a date when the wait list would ship or do anything. So I just was like, yeah, I'm not going to get him. But then I saw him in person, and I was like, I need to. I'm not going to get a chance like this again. And when you see, you'll understand why I had to. Because number one, the figure of the year, in my opinion, is the Hot Toys Moon Knight. This is a masterpiece. This is a work of art. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I love Moon Knight. I love me some Moon Knight. And I was like, am I really gonna look at a Hot Toys Moon Knight with my very eyes, knowing that I can't really get it online because there's some weird wait list, and it's sitting right in front of me? You're gonna tell me I'm not gonna buy it? Like, I was there with another person, even I wasn't originally gonna buy it. I was like, oh, that's really cool, I kind of want it, but it's also expensive. And they were like, dude, get it. When are you ever gonna get a chance like this again? Like, come on. You love Moon Knight, get it. And I got it, and it blows me away. It looks like Moon Knight walked off the screen into my hands. And I know a lot of people might not be able to understand how great this guy is because he's mad expensive, but he is great. And if you like Moon Knight and have like $200 to $300 to spare, get it. It is phenomenal. I love it so much. He's got a bunch of different fabrics. He poses really cool. His eyes light up. Man, this is a dream. Like, if you always get posed the question, if your house burns down, what are you going to grab? What figure are you going to save? And this is it. This is it. Because this is a masterpiece of a figure. It's one of my favorite things I own. And my favorite figure of the year. So yeah. I teased him, and I think maybe the Spider-Man in a couple videos. I don't know how I'm going to review them, because they're big as hell, but I'll find a way. Also, I'm going to try to do a group shot, because I did that last year. But some of these guys don't stand the best, so we're just going to pray. We're just going to pray that I don't knock everything down. So yeah, this is the top 10. Let me know your thoughts. If you own any of these figures, what do you think of them? Let me know your top 10 if you collect figures or whatnot. Just what do you think was some of the best figures? And if you don't want to do top 10, just let me know what you think the best figure, just singular best figure of the year was to you. This is the list. It's crazy. If I showed this to last year me, I would have been like, oh my god, there's like 2, 3, half of the list is import figures. I would have gone crazy. But yeah, very blessed to be able to get all these cool and awesome figures, and hopefully a lot of them will get reviewed soon. So yeah, that's about it. Bit of a longer video, but you can understand why I literally talked about 15 different figures and tried to cut that short. But yeah, hopefully you all had a great 2023. I sure did. Really grateful to have all these figures, be able to sit and talk to you guys about these figures. Hopefully 2024 is even better. Already, we're like 15, 16 days in, and I already got like a couple really awesome figures with some great figures along the way. There's a lot more reviews coming up. Definitely expect him, and him to get reviewed at some point. Hopefully him as well, and him. The Hot Toys depends. I'll need to figure out my setup, but yeah. Love these figures so much. Really happy to be able to get them. Can't wait to see what 2024's top 10 is going to look like. That's definitely already shaping up to be great, because that Mando is 100% in the top 10 unless I just get banger after banger after banger. But as it stands, it's been a great year. Here's to 2024. Let's hope it all doesn't go to hell. And Let's hope for many, many great figures to come. So that's about it. Check out my Instagram, MoonitXO. You can talk to me there. You can see me post all of these figures and more, which may or may not get reviewed because I'm lazy and I just have a lot of, and I be spending. I love buying myself little trinkets to bring me joy in this otherwise dark and gloomy world. Because why not, right? You only got one life. Buy that action figure. Spend that $300 on a Moon Knight that just sits on your shelf and does nothing. But yeah, love these guys. Also check out my previous reviews, a lot of fun stuff there and a lot of fun stuff coming up. So like, subscribe if you want. And yeah, that's about it. Double piece combines into a 4. Don't know what I'm really doing anymore. Bars. Oh, he's gonna strum the guitar, but was really far away. Anyway, that's it. Peace.